Mass Effect on Insanity difficulty can be, well, insanely difficult, so here's a few tips I gathered from my own playthrough to help you guys out. There are essentially 3 classes to choose from in the first Mass Effect game: Soldier, Adept, and Engineer. The remaining 3 classes of Infiltrator, Sentinel, and Vanguard are more or less combinations of the 3 main classes. While Engineers and Adepts are cool and interesting, for the Insanity difficulty level, the good old and boring Soldier class is the way to go. If I had to pick 2 things that helped me finish the game on the highest difficulty setting, it would be health regeneration and sniper rifles, and the Soldier is a master at both. Choosing male or female doesn't affect your gameplay or any major story points for that matter, but it does restrict your romantic options. If you plan to romance Ashley Williams, you should play as a male Shepard, while the opposite is true for Kaidan Ailenko. As for Liara Tisoni, she's actually the only companion that doesn't care about your gender, so you can pick either male or female if winning her heart is your goal. Your choice of companions has implications both on and off the battlefield, as different companions offer different skills and dialogue options. One could make the case that you should always bring with you the most relevant companions, like choosing for example Liara when you're about to face her mother, but on Insanity difficulty it is best to be practical. That means focusing on the abilities that each companion provides and building a diverse squad that can handle every situation. If you followed my previous advice and picked the Soldier class for your Shepard, then bring along 1 Adept and 1 Engineer on your missions. In my own playthrough, I ran most missions with Liara and Tali by my side. One thing to note here, as the lone soldier of the group, you will be tasked with dealing damage to the enemy, as well as keeping your companions alive, and to do that effectively you will have to focus on the right skills, which brings me to my next tip. Before we start picking out the best skills, you should head into the gameplay options and make sure the auto level up setting is turned off, otherwise the game will pick skills automatically for you. And with that out of the way, let's talk about the best skills to choose for each member of your party. For yourself, as the only soldier in the group, we will have to focus on survivability both for you as well as your teammates. This is a screenshot of how my build ended up right before the final boss fight. By that time I was pretty much maxed out on most skills, but the ones you should focus on as early as possible are the soldier skills, which provides health regeneration, the Spectre training skill, which can revive your companions when they die, and finally your sniper rifle skill, which is going to be your main source of damage dealing. As a final note though, and because Mass Effect is a story-heavy game, I'd definitely advise speccing into the Charm skill or the Intimidate skill, depending on whether you're going for a good Paragon Shepard or an evil Renegade Shepard playthrough. You will be able to resolve many situations without fighting, and also gain some bonuses at the start of Mass Effect 2. Arguably the coolest member of your party is going to be Liara, because of how spectacularly she can control the battlefield. Once again, my final build for Liara looks pretty much maxed out, but early on you should focus on her Singularity skill for offense and Barrier skill for defense. Then spend the rest of your points to whichever skill fits your playstyle the best. Tali, as an engineer, there's really not a wrong choice here in my opinion, as most skills will be useful on the battlefield. My personal favorites while leveling up were decryption and electronics, which allowed me to bypass security systems, but really just follow your heart on this one. Weapons-wise, I'd definitely go with a sniper rifle for myself, a pistol for Tali, and honestly whatever for Liara. On Insanity difficulty, it is paramount that you stay as far away as you can from enemies if you want to survive, so a powerful sniper rifle is the way to go. The most powerful one you'll find during your first playthrough is the HMWSR-7, which you can either buy from the Normandy Requisitions Officer, you can find him on the lowest level of your ship, or the CSEC Requisitions Officer, which resides at the CSEC Academy. Personally, I prefer to mod my sniper rifles with the high explosive rounds, which allow me to one-shot a lot of enemies, but you have to be confident in your shooting ability, since they make your weapon overheat after just a few shots. Regarding the other members of your squad, simply pick the best pistol you have available for Tali and whatever you feel is best for Liara. Just remember to verify that they are actually using those weapons at the beginning of each mission. Honestly, I don't put much thought into choosing an armor for myself or my companions. I just pick the best and heaviest armor I can find and it works out just fine. That said, you need to remember that Liara and Tali are quite squishy in combat, so you'd best equip their armor with some health regenerating and damage reducing mods, like a medical energized plating, a medical interface, or a medical exoskeleton. I cannot stress how important this tip is. Lest you want to die quickly and painfully, you should always find cover and engage enemies from the safest and furthest spot you can find. Personally, I always hug the walls on every level so that I can duck into cover the moment an enemy appears, and avoid the center of the battlefield like the plague, instead opting to circle around its edges and pick off enemies one by one. And by the way, here's a sneaky tip as well. Some enemies, like rocket-firing towers for example, will most likely aim for your torso, so if you can find a spot that only exposes your head as you shoot at them, you can effectively completely avoid taking any damage. After finishing the entirety of the game on Insanity, I'm confident to say I found a tactic that works incredibly well almost always. Whenever I know or sense a battle coming on, I will backtrack just a little bit and order my companions to stack up on some wall or cover from which they can get clear shots. I will then advance on my own, start the battle, and safely take as many sniper shots as I can until the enemies decide to rush me. That's when I will retreat towards my teammates, and more often than not they will unleash a flurry of skills and attacks towards anybody following me, giving the entire team a brief opening to finish the fight right there and then. If you take some extra time to complete side missions, you will eventually earn enough experience and skill points to help tackle the most difficult main missions. The same goes for exploring places like the Citadel and your own ship, as interacting with various objects grants you surprisingly lots of experience points. And those are all the tips that helped me finish my playthrough on Insanity difficulty, which by the way you can watch in full with commentary, link in the description below. If you're new on my channel and interested in more tips, full playthroughs, live streams and the occasional funny video as well, remember to subscribe and press the notification button as well.